So good morning student. Today you are all welcome in a new class in You Will Love Math. So today we will discuss about ratio and proportion. So why ratio and proportion is very much important. Let me discuss and tell you. So very much important part is ratio and proportion. Fine. Ratio and proportion. Fine. So why ratio and proportion is very much important. Ratio and proportion is a part of, and now you are learning through algebra. But in arithmetic also you have learned ratio in lower class. I hope you are, if you are in class 10 and 9, then have learned ratio and proportion earlier? Yes, you have learned. In which class? Basic part in class 6 and 7 you have learned basically rational number. You have learned rational numbers. Fine. Rational numbers means, what is rational number? Make a definition, or we will learn definition of rational number first. So rational numbers definition is, first definition is, it's a P by Q form. Second is Q not equals to 0. Third is HCF or GCD of P and Q is 1. That means it's a co-prime. They are co-prime or mutually prime. Mutually prime. Fine. So this is rational number. So what is that? It is also as a ratio. It's also ratio. So ratio first you have learned as a rational number. Fine. It's a rational number. You have learned the basic concept of ratios. Okay. So now, so we have learned up to here that it's a basically P by Q form. Okay. So now it is called antecedent. Antecedent. Fine. It is called consequent. It is called consequent. So upper term, or you can tell it is a numerator and denominator. Fine. As in fraction. It is an antecedent, is a consequent. Fine. Now it's how, what, so you have noted down the definition of rational numbers. So very much important. You have learned it in lower class also. So you know, basically you know. You don't know. So you if you are thinking, if you don't know, so I am giving you, I am assuring you that you have learned basic parts of ratio, but not complete part. So we will cover complete ratio part. Okay. So it is antecedent, it is consequent. So I can write it here. Write it here that first you have learned anti. First you have learned basically rational number. Rational number. Second part you have learned antecedent. Antecedent and consequent. Antecedent and consequent. Fine. Then what is that? If then what is proportion? If the ratio, two ratios are equal, like P1 by P2, P1 by Q1, Q1 equals to P2 by Q2. If two ratios are equal, then it is called proportion. So basically what is ratio also? Tell me. So hope you are understanding what is ratio and proportion. Ratio is basically comparing two same types of values. Two same types of values, like it is kg, it is kg. It is kg, it is liter, it is not ratio. Understand? It is kg, it is not time. It is kg, it is kg also. P equals, if P equals to in kg, but P is measuring, we are measuring P1 as kg in kg, Q1 will be also in kg. So comparing two types of two same types of values is called ratio. And if these values, one type of value, compared value is equals to the another value, it is called proportion. Understand very carefully. I am repeating it again. When you are comparing two same types of value, it is called ratio. When that compared value to the compared value of two different values is exactly equals to the compared value of two other value, same type of value, it is called ratio. Proportion, it's called proportion. So I hope you are understanding the definition of ratio and proportion. Okay, so you have learned definition of ratio and proportion. Definition of ratio and proportion. Okay, so antecedent, consequent, definition of ratio and proportion. Okay, now what is the reciprocal proportion? Reciprocal fraction is, what is reciprocal fraction? Reciprocal fraction is basically, if a by b is given, then b by a is also we can get, and it is called, it is the reciprocal of this ratio. So reciprocal ratio you can write it here. Reciprocal ratio, fine. So now another thing is that it is, if it is a by b, understand, a by b is given. Okay, so for that ratio, if a by b equals to b by c equals to c by d equals to d by e, like that, understanding. So you can say here this term and this term and this term are equal, and it will show what, so what it will tell, it is called continued ratio, continued continued proportion, proportion. Okay, so this is called continued proportion, like, and this term, in that case, not only that case, if for any proportion you can write or you can get, this is called, if a by b equals to c by d, a and d is called extremes. Understand? So extremes, extremes and means. What is means? Means is like b and c will be mean. So understand. So what is extreme, what is mean, you have understand that if this type of proportion is there, first term and last term is called extremes and middle term are called means. Now we are coming here, from here to here, continued proportion. For the continued proportion, you can see for any two fraction, any two ratio in that continued proportion, a by b equals to b by c. Now from here we can write b square equals to ac. Very much important result is coming, because when you will understand AM, GM, arithmetic mean, geometric mean, it's a fundamental rule of AM, GM. It is coming here equal, when the values will be equal, this AM will be the GM. Basically this is GM, this is a, sorry, sorry, uh, this is basically, if there is two term, then this will be equal. I will, this will be like that, a by a plus b by 2 greater than equals to square root of ab. It is called am, arithmetic mean, it is called gm. So this type of term will come here. Okay, so it is continued proportion. Okay, okay, continued proportion. So you have learned here quantity new proportion. Okay, fine. Now if if a by b is given, now then a square by b square will be duplicate of this ratio. Understand? A by b is given, a square by b square will be the duplicate of this ratio. If a by b is given, then a cube by b cube will be triplicate of this ratio. Understand? So write it down: duplicate and triplicate. Triplicate, duplicate and triplicate. Fine, understand? So now it is rational number. Is you have learned rational number, antecedent, consequent, definition of ratio, proportion, reciprocal ratio, extremes, mean, continued proportion, duplicate and triplicate. So in this class, I have covered the basic definitions of ratio and proportion. No operation I have done. No operation I have done. It is called ratio and proportion definition. Or we have learned the definition. So in the next class we will do beautiful operation of ratio and proportion, and it will be helpful for you to use ratio and proportion to make complex problem very easier. Like it's a, I have told componendo and dividendo, so you can make complex problem very easier by using ratio and proportion functionality. Okay, so in the next class we will discuss the ratio and proportion operations, or the operations and the rules of that. Okay, so hope you are understanding, hope you are learning good mathematics. If you are learning, so then you can share it to other people who can understand, who want to do good mathematics, who want to learn mathematics, who will love or who loves mathematics. Then this channel is for them, for you. You are watching, you will love math. Thank you. In the next class I will discuss the operation. Okay, thank you.